Scott, have you faced a defensive performance like that down here? Have you faced a defensive performance like that this season?
Good evening. It was one of the more frenetic line speeds that we've come under and put us on a lot of pressure, and just couldn't create quick enough ball to get outside them. Some big bodies flying at you, and with those conditions, and our skill set was really pressured. You just couldn't quite convert, so tough night.
Ross?
Sam over here. Are you a bit confused about some of the rulings at scrum time? There seemed to be a few sort of shaking heads afterwards.
It's something that we talked about at half time. We just had to adapt quicker and faster. I thought we did that a little bit better in the second half. The first half, I think we took too long to adjust, and it gave them momentum, put us under pressure, and they took the points and created scoreboard pressure through that. So that's a learning that we have to take forward to the Hurricanes game when we get back together in 5 weeks' time.
What were you adjusting to exactly?
We just needed to have that gap and then be nice and balanced. And that's something that I thought we got really good at towards the end. But, if you give away a few penalties at the start, it makes it hard on yourself.
Yeah, Scott, did you feel like you adjusted to the conditions well, or did you feel like your players did? At times it was a little bit dewy out there, a little bit cold.
Look, we got into a kicking battle. We practiced that all week, and we just, before I said, with the skill set on attack, our aerial skill set, we just didn't nail. Conor Murray's absolutely world class. He's just hanging it up there, and perfectly, and we just didn't deal with that. So, yeah, to answer your question, no, we've probably been a lot better, and there's a lot more to come of it for viewing. Look, it wasn't a spectacle we're normally used to, no tries, but they got the job done, and it was a desperate Lions side, and well done to them. They did what they had to.
What was some of the more frustrating elements about tonight? I mean, there's a few sort of passes where the player going into the tackle was sort of, the ball was getting pushed backwards. I mean, what was sort of the more sort of frustrating things for you tonight?
Still for me, sorry?
Yeah, still for you, yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of little things. Look, we created opportunities. Like one thing, on a positive note, I thought our defence was superb as well. Both teams were teeing off on each other, and probably felt more comfortable without the ball, and especially around the halfway. And AFL just kicked those in the corner and just pinned us. But we made our way out of it. As Skip said, it was the scoreboard pressure probably in that first half. Should we have taken the 3 in front of the sticks? Maybe we should have, but we scored a few more tries this year, so if we'd got that, it might have been a different story as well, but you learn.
Scott, did the Lions do anything to surprise you at all tonight?
No. No, Rory, how'd your game go today, mate? I heard you played a game of rugby. Rory, sorry.
Or something.
You won 27-25? Well, I only played for my club side today. He went all right, actually. I'm not going to recruit him, but he went all right, by the sounds of it. Look, there's a surprise. No, not really. Like I said earlier, we trained to make sure we call the washing machine. We go back and go forward and go back and go forward. They put the ball behind you a lot, and we just didn't deal with it the way we'd like to. But we had opportunities, we had chances. A couple of calls didn't go our way, as mentioned, and I think the crowd's frustration with the ref just was a reflection of the game. But we had to be better at dealing with them on the field, and yeah.
Sam, what do you and your fellow All Blacks take from this experience going into the Test series?
I think, as I said before, it shows if you giving away penalties, not executing your skills by dropping the ball, missing a clean, slowing our ball down, you put pressure on yourself, and making sure that you can absorb that pressure and then turn it around and apply it back to the other team. I think that's probably the main learning for us so far. Obviously need to have a real good look at the game as a whole, and then take the little learnings for myself individually and as a team, as a collective.
Scott, you spoke very complimentary about Owen Farrell a couple of days ago. Given the performance he put in tonight, how big a factor in the Test series do you expect him to be?
Oh, look, he's world class. He just sees the game in space, and our back three just didn't quite nail our positioning a couple of times, and he exploited it pretty quickly. Look, his skill execution of those flat kicks into the corner is something that the teams have to look at. Look, obviously Tuesday night you won't get that due with the roof, and he probably won't actually play. What am I talking about? Probably rest him. But, with the aerial kicking between the 9 and the 10, the combination was probably going to be the Test combination. Yeah. Wow. Yeah,
Sam, you've had a fair few tussles with Alan Wynne-Jones in the past few years. Based on the evidence of tonight, do you expect to come up against him again in the tests?
Yeah, I think he'll be involved there somewhere. You have to obviously ask the coaching staff who they're going to select, but he's been around for a number of years and played outstanding footy for those years. So hopefully, first of all, I'm picked in the starting lineup, and then whoever you get out there against, it's always awesome. And having those little personal battles is great, but you can't get caught up too much in them if you're worried about who your opposite is. Normally, someone will cut you open because you're looking for one guy.
Scott, from what you've seen tonight, are the Lions ready to challenge the All Blacks, or have they got a lot more developing to do?
Oh, I think they just try and find their rhythm and the combinations, and they just found a way to win. Look, it wasn't what we're used to here in watching Super Rugby, and a few more tries, but they got a result, and good luck to them. They're going to be better for that game, and they'll build, get some more confidence going into those Test matches, and obviously another Test match against the Maori All Blacks. So yeah, they'll be better for it.
Scott, I'm just wondering what you think Steve Hansen would have learned about the Lions tonight.
We thought they were going to play that way, exactly the way they did, and we couldn't negate it. So he knows that. But knowing Steve, he would have done a lot of homework, and his kick play and his kick chase work and his ability to turn them around, probably a bit better than our ability to do it tonight. So yeah, he would have done his homework.